It was this beautiful beach house by the sea. So it was great. I hung out with very small group of people, very socially distant, hanging out, with masks and everything. I'll share the pictures on my Facebook so you can check it out. But I had a really relaxing weekend, and I'm ready to bring you hard facts. First of all, I'll bring you the big weekend from now until 4, where we're going to talk about food inflation going up yet again. Then let's talk about the Army's testimony at the Lagos Judicial Panel of Inquiry about the Lekki shooting. It was the biggest story from this weekend. At 4 o'clock, I will bring you Madam Landlord, where we'll talk about quit notices. We'll continue that conversation we started 2 weeks ago about quit notices. When can your landlord give you quit notice? How much time should your landlord give you if your landlady wants you to get out of their property? At what point can you say to your landlady or your landlord, no, you can't move me from this property? 4 o'clock, we'll have the conversation. Those two lawyers who were here last week, Stanley and Jerry, will be back again today at 4. On the big hard fact, let's talk about AFCFTA. That's the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. It goes into effect early next year. I'm going to tell you what you need to know about it. I'm going to talk with somebody from Steers Business, the editor-in-chief at Steers Business, actually, about the fact that Nigeria may still have our borders closed while entering a free trade agreement. I say we because, the guy from Steers Business will be here. Now, of course, you have news updates coming your way at the top of every hour. You need to listen out for just a minute. That's going to also happen right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. But right now, let's bring you the big three.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three on Hard Facts
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Are you feeling the pinch of food inflation? What did you think of the Army's testimony at the Lagos Judicial Panel of Inquiry? It was a big weekend, Lagos. Let's talk about it. Inflation has gone up again, and that's our first story. The National Bureau of Statistics just released its latest Consumer Price Index report. And according to the report, headline inflation in October went up 14.23% from 13.71% in September. So that means on average, anything you bought in October this year cost 14% more than it did in October of last year. Now, that's inflation in general. But food inflation was worse. Food inflation was at 17.38% in October, up from 16.66% in September. All that big grammar just means say things don't cost. And it's not exactly news for you, I'm sure, but we still have to keep track of it. We still have to make a note of it. Last Thursday on The Big Hard Fact, I interviewed Mira Mehta, who's the founder of Tomato Joss, and they help farmers grow tomatoes. And we talked about some of the factors leading to increased food prices. If you didn't listen on Thursday, you can catch that episode on our podcast. Just search for Hard Facts with Sandra Ezekwesili. Listen to that particular episode from last Thursday. But like I said, she told us some of the factors. First of all, she talked about COVID-19. She told us that because of COVID-19 and the lockdown, a lot of food wasn't leaving the farm. And then she talked about the insecurity. You have some farmers who've been displaced because of the various security crises in the north. And since they're not farming, we now have food shortages. And then she also talked about border closure. So again, things that we have less food because a lot of food used to coming from outside is no longer coming in. And then she talked about flooding and drought. And on the one hand, you have some farmlands not getting enough water and the crops dying. While on the other hand, some farmlands are getting too much water and the crops are dying. Then you have the increase in transport costs because of the deregulation of petrol prices. So it seems like we have a perfect storm of so many problems at once, and they are all leading to food scarcity and higher prices. Now, you might ask me, you might be saying, Sandra, all this one are grammar. I beg, all I know is food don't they cost. You're right. But the reason why I was talking about all these factors is I wanted us to have a conversation about what can be done. How can we tackle each of these factors in order to control food inflation in the short term, food inflation in the long term? Now, there are things that we can't do anything about, like droughts. There's nothing we can do about that one. You know if it make rainfall. Yes, your village has a rainmaker, but does he really have power? So as long as we don't have more farmers that can do dry season farming and we don't have drought-resistant crops, we can't fight that one. Mira Mehta talked about irrigation systems. She thinks that government should build them, but let the private sector manage them. What do you think about that? Flooding as well. There's really not much of a short-term solution with flooding. In the long term, maybe government can build drainage systems in the farmlands. I don't know. Do you think that could work long term to reduce the effects of flooding? But we also have policy factors like the border closure and deregulation of fuel. And I wonder what you think about those. Some people feel border closure is still necessary, and that the shortage in food is worth it because it's going to help our local farmers build up capacity. But other people have said, it's not worth it. And they say local farmers have not been able to fill the gap, so no need. Reopen the borders. What do you think? Where do you stand? And then there's the matter of fuel price. We argued this one a lot here on Hard Facts. On the one hand, some people say fuel subsidy is not sustainable, right? Because government is running out of money. And so we just have to endure the fuel hikes, which add to food hikes. But other people say government has to find the money to subsidize fuel because of its impact on food prices. Basically, the argument is if fuel prices don't come down, many Nigerians will go hungry. Because food costs will go high. They will go too high because of transportation costs. So it's quite the cycle, isn't it? Let's talk Lagos. 0700-993-993-993. I am Sandra Ezekwesili. You're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. How are food prices in your area? What and what do you think are the factors behind the prices? What policy actions do you think government can take and should take to help combat food inflation and inflation in general? If you are in the food business, in the food industry, in any capacity at all, I really want to hear from you today. I want you to tell me what and what are making you raise your prices. Abejoye is in Surulere today. Hello, thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. Very well. How are you?
I'm fine, too. I'm a first caller. I've been listening to your Nigeria Info about 9 years plus now.
I'm glad you called us today.
So today, I'm so very lucky when the program Table Talk with Well, but unfortunately, it cut me off because of commercial.
Oh, sorry. Welcome.
So how are you coping? I so love you so much.
Thank you.
I love your program. I love you, too.
Thank you, sir. I'm coping very well.
Yes. I'm vision impaired.
Okay.
I'm vision impaired.
Okay.
So, really about the hard facts today. If you can put me on the track again, because I forgot the first explanation.
So we're talking about food inflation and inflation in general. And I'm wondering, first of all, how are food prices in your area? Are you buying food more expensively now than before?
Everything has gone up. Everything has gone up. You see, I'm sorry to say, because these are government, they are not sincere. You understand me now?
Okay.
Because what is happening in Nigeria now, I'm sorry to say it on radio, it is that about 85 or 90% of Nigeria are sick. They are sick. Because even now, let me tell you, I will ask you one question. Could your management establish Nigeria Info or not? Because if you look, there are a lot of concentrations of all these media houses is based in South here. You understand me?
Well, people can listen to us online.
How many people is listening to you online in the north?
Good question.
You can't use the level of education in South.
Well, we have Nigeria Info in Abuja. And we have Arewa Radio, which is also a talk station in Kano.
in Kano. Okay. Initially, really, my guess is I see this country. I don't understand. Though. I don't understand at all because all this talking. No change, no any change at all.
It is quite the thing, isn't it, Abejoye? Thanks for calling me. Saloka is in Igondo. Saloka, Tageta. Is Saloka still there? Oh, that's quite unfortunate. Sorry about that, Saloka. If you can't call back, please do. Let's take more calls. 0700-993-993-993. If you just joined the show, I told you that food prices have gone up yet again. I told you that inflation itself has gone up yet again, and then food prices too, food inflation as well. The NBS, National Bureau of Statistics, just released their latest Consumer Price Index report. And according to that report, headline inflation in October went up 14.23% from 13.71% in September. What that means is that on average, whatever you bought in October this year costs more than whatever you bought in October last year. Dami is in Falomore. Thank you so much, Dami, for calling us. Hey, Dami.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Sandra.
Dami. Welcome.
Thank you. I want to find out why is the border still closed. The ones in the north is open, while the ones at the south are closed. Rice in the south are very expensive, while rice at the north very cheap.
How do you know that the border in the north is open and rice is cheaper there?
Why is the rice cheaper there? Because
How do you know it's cheaper there? Because I don't know.
Well, I am a driver. I drive across the borders to the West Coast region.
Okay. Oh no, I wanted to hear that. Sorry about that, Dami. If you can, please call back. If you just joined the show, we're talking about the price of food. Last Thursday on the Big Hard Fact, one of the factors contributing to the hike in food prices, according to a farmer in Kaduna, she thought was COVID-19, and then she mentioned the border closure. She also mentioned the devaluation of the naira, and she also talked about the weather. Austin is in Lekki. Hello, Austin. Long time.
Oh, Sandra, one name.
Good to have you on the show, one name.
Quite a long time.
Yes, sir. No.
How was your weekend?
It was fantastic. How was yours?
Oh, it was fantastic. Okasik and Sprite stick too.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you, Sandra.
Yeah.
The food inflation. Sandra, there is fire on the mountain, though.
Run.
There is fire on the mountain. I just came back from the east.
Okay.
Last week.
Okay.
Sandra, my sister, you need to see how the people over there are struggling to survive in terms of food inflation. And we cannot continue to live like this. In a situation whereby what we are producing here is not even enough to cater for us, why can't we look for an alternative? The alternative food that we are getting from outside, the government has, closed our borders. No food is coming in. Sandra, you can agree with me that about 3 or 4 years ago, Nigerian rice is the cheapest rice you can get in the market. But right now, as I'm speaking with you, you cannot get Nigerian rice at between. Nigerian rice is even so between 38 and 39. Hello?
We lost national talking, but please call back if you can. What I heard that saying, well, rice is cheaper in places. That's in response to the caller before us. And this listener says, transportation costs and difficulties make the price of rice higher in other places. All right, thank you for sending that message in. Wale in Surulere, hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon, welcome. Go ahead.
First of all, on a lighter note, you rub those enjoyment, the whole enjoyment you had in the weekend. You rub it on my face. There's God. There's God. Anyway, straight to the point. In my own opinion, the hike in price, the rise in the prices of food items and the like. I just believe there's this philosophy I want to share. The thing.
Okay.
Infancy cannot give anything. I don't know. This is what I'm going through. You can't have a day-old baby or, say, a 3-year-old child will now say you want to feed on that child.
Okay.
That, okay, at least as a father or a mother, who doesn't know. The role of the parents that we have to of the community. It wasn't there that they were in support and enjoyment. But for those that don't want to explain, this is all in that patient, all kinds of action. But more cannot, cannot stand with the space of time because of things you are buying.
Right.
But one of the measures for us to address this is, if you don't produce, you are flying back to dark ages. That's the reality. The problem we are having now is not from this present government. Past and successive governments, if this policy had been on ground, and okay, the new government now coming and follows up on the policies and the likes, and when there's the policy on ground, the measures used to build the policies should be strong. All those things, for instance, you mentioned, we had maybe droughts in some areas, we had excessive of waters in some areas. Things as if you have the government presence there to feed it, and okay, for instance, now it's now okay. The last caller or someone said Nigeria used to be the cheapest. Now it's not the most expensive. It's true to be like that because it's now we now have recognition for it. Whatever you have recognition for, we have the attention will come upon it. And when there's attention, definitely the price will go up. I don't know if I'm making any point.
Let me read you a message that I just got from Priye in Lekki. Priye says China declared its border closure and agri policies a failure and reversed course. Their then leader Deng said it was the opening up of the economy to the outside that led to growth. What do you say to that?
I didn't really get that message.
Okay, so let me read it again. A message from Priye in Lekki. Priye says China declared border closure and agri reverse course. Their leader said it was the opening up of the border and the economy to the outside that led to growth. What do you say to that?
The truth is, number one, I don't have an idea of what he said. He might be very correct, but
he's actually correct.
For instance, that is their cultural policy. But they made a closure generally to the world, and they came out stronger. So if
they came out stronger when they opened the border. When they closed the border, it led to famine. It led to hunger in the land.
In that context, they opened the border for agricultural produce, not for other things. Probably they did virtually all
do you know about the Chinese border closure, or are you guessing? Because I know about it, and I don't want to argue with you because I want you to make your point.
I have an idea about it.
Okay.
For most, I have an idea about it.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. The agricultural side, they have to let loose some other places. But in reality, if you want to consider able to do it, we can ease it, then bring up measures on things to ensure these things get to standard before we move on, and consider other factors trying to bring it down. Have a nice day, my sister. I don't know. I just...
All right. Wale, thank you for calling. Because, like I said, I know about the Chinese border closure, right? And just like Priye said, they themselves said about their border closure and their agri policies, we failed. And they reversed course. They marched reverse. Their leader at the time, Deng, said that what they did to succeed was to open up their economy to the outside. That's what led to the growth of China. They opened up the Pearl River Delta, Shanghai, and they opened up Guangdong to external investment, and that triggered China's GDP explosion. I'm not making any of these things up. You can actually do a Google search. I know that some of you believe Google is partisan, but do a Google search, and it's open source information. It's open knowledge. The border closure and agri policy were part of Mao Zedong's Great Leap Forward policy, which his successors like Deng and Xiang both said were failures. So if we want to use China as an example, I think because we are not very familiar with what really went down with China, it's very easy to say China did it. What exactly did China do? Sometimes we say things again and again and again, and it begins to sound like the truth. But if you look it up, you'll find that, okay, what we thought was the truth wasn't the truth. And I'm glad that a listener sent us a message telling us, actually, China did not succeed when they closed their borders. They failed. So should we still be using China as the example? If China themselves came out to say, we failed, and then we see proof that them reopening their economy to investment, made them boom. I don't know. Let me take a call. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, fine. Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Agwoma.
Agwoma, welcome.
From Bagada, yeah.
What policy actions do you think government can take or should take to help combat food inflation?
There are so many of them, but the willingness, the political will to do them is what we lack. It was long when we were having Judicial and two of these ones, and then every government official were using, including the governors, the presidency, they were using Peugeot. Now, we have a vehicle here, the Inno Motors and the Anamco. But we import vehicles from other countries. And now you tell me that you are closing border for rice because we produce rice. What about the vehicles that government officials, jeeps, they import? What about not looking inward? What about refinery? So when you look at it, we say that build refinery. Let our refinery be working. Definitely our GDP will go up and inflation will come down, because what determines it is what you have to export vis-a-vis what you are importing. That will help it. But we are not doing that. It's not that they don't know. And then again, if you go to the north, they are using bike to bring in rice from the north while they close this border here. The north borders are open. So what are we trying to achieve by such an economic measure that does not hold water? So look at our ports. Like we have ports, Calabar and River State. They are in comatose. Why are we not using all these things? So these are some of the challenges we have that the government actually know.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, and continue this conversation. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Don't go away.
Every day, someone stands a chance to be a winner. Really? Yes. 50,000 Naira every week on Just a Minute Game Show. Just call into any of our shows. The Morning Crossfire, What's Up Lagos, The Sunny Side, and Hard Facts. Answer as many questions as possible within 60 seconds and we'll be giving out 50,000 Naira every week. Yes! Winners will be announced on Hard Facts with Sandra Ezekwesili. Just a Minute, the game show for everyone on your number one station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Alexis Galleries is proud to invite you to Colors and Hues, a joint exhibition of painting and mixed media by Aina Felix and Samuel Tete Kat-chan. The exhibition opens to the public live on the 14th of November 2020 by 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with daily viewings every day till the 21st of November 2020 from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The venue remains Alexis Galleries, number 282 Aki Olubade Street off Idowu Martins, Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria. And if you can't be there, you don't have to miss a thing. Be a part of this eccentric art exhibition themed Colors and Hues on our social media live feed on Instagram at Alexis Galleries and Facebook Live at The Home Stores Alexis Galleries. The gallery will be partnering with the Sickle Cell Foundation of Nigeria by donating a part of the exhibition proceeds to its cause. Colors and Cubes, breathing new life to the contemporary art scene.
Mention the first 20 chemical elements accordingly.
Hydrogen, helium, millennium.
See your head. You're wrong. It's not only millium, it's equilibrium.
How come you still remember these things? It's been a while we went to school.
Haven't you been attending daily lessons on Wazobia Max TV?
Daily lessons on Wazobia Max?
Yeah, that's right. Daily lessons showing Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. on Wazobia Max TV, DSTV channel 259, UHF 57 on Wazobia TV, GoTV channel 98, My TV channel 17, Free TV channel 744, and Star Times channel 195. Also on Wazobia FM 95.1 from Mondays to Fridays, 12 noon to 2 p.m. So, what then are you waiting for? Get your children and wards tuned in and give them that edge over their peers. At Wazobia Max Media, inclusive learning is our major concern.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three on Hard Facts
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and Lagos, it was a big weekend. Let's talk about the Army's appearance at the Lagos panel. Of course, I'm talking about the Lagos Judicial Panel of Inquiry into SARS and the Lekki Shooting. The Army testified on Saturday. The Army was represented by General Ahmed Taiwo of 81 Division Intelligence Brigade. And here are some of the highlights of what he said. He said the Army intervened because there was anarchy in Lagos, allegedly. He also said that the real NSAS protesters were peaceful, but that people whom he described as hoodlums were allegedly destroying property and attacking police officers, quote, in the name of NSAS. And that's why the Army stepped in. Now, he made a point about the curfew on the 20th of October. He said the Lagos state government did not communicate with the Army that the curfew start time had been shifted from 4 p.m. So essentially, General Taiwo was saying that when the Army started its operations, it was under the impression that curfew had started. Another important point that he made, the Army is claiming that the Lagos state government asked them to intervene. Of course, we have heard the Army say this before, but when he was cross-examined by the state government's council, the general acknowledged that only the president can order the Army and the state government doesn't have the power. And yet again, when it came to the Lekki tollgate shooting, he insisted that the Army only fired blanks and they only fired into the air, not at the crowd. He also admitted that the toll gate was peaceful before they arrived and they only went there because they were on their way to Shangotedo. So this has raised the question by some people that, why did the Army take any action at the toll gate if General Taiwo agrees that the protesters were peaceful? Now, we don't have much time, but tomorrow is the 4-week anniversary of the shootings. So on the Big Hard Fact, we're going to go deep into the testimony of the Army and others at the panel. But for now, let me know what you think about these points that General Taiwo made on Saturday while testifying. Now, of course, I know that you like to pretend that we are in America and that there's freedom of speech, but I'll remind you that we are in Nigeria and that there's no freedom of speech. So please act accordingly when you give me a call. 0700-993-993-993 0700 993 993 993. You can also share your thoughts via WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. I'll repeat again. I love my job. I don't want to lose it. So please control yourself when you give me a call. 0700-993 993 993. Prince YS Namwodofing. Thanks for calling. Hello, Prince YS. Welcome.
Oh, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah. You talk about food scarcity, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That is a Nigeria for you. They give Nigeria rice seller, rice farmer opportunity and they misuse it. Could you believe Nigeria rice now is around 26, 27? Why? Now, the border is closed. It's affecting everybody. Now, for me, if the federal government open the border for maybe just 3 months, I'm telling you, they will bring down the price.
Okay.
Are they paying duty on Nigerian rice? The answer is no. And I want to tell you, we are from Amuodofe. This imported rice coming in. You see a bag taking 5 bags of rice. bag of rice. So it's coming in. Only it's not as it is before. The border is porous. But what I want Nigeria to know is that Nigeria farmer, they give them the opportunity and they misuse it. And I want to say this. The Nigeria government, we have to pump money into agriculture. Subsidize the agriculture. Let we have all this. Look at Southwest here. We have green land. What is the work of our governor? Farm settlement. We say no job, no job. What are those people? You can still pay them a good salary and let them go to farm and plant rice for us, plant maize for us, plant beans for us. That's for that. And for the military you talk about. For me, they say nobody die. But what is very clear, before the COVID, we have born the police officer to really gamu. We have born the local government to really gamu. Where each governor asks you to come in, why should you go to Lekki? Why can't you go to where problems started? That's a big question to the military. Whether the key or the not key, we are waiting for the panel of inquiry to give us a report. I won't say more than that.
Thank you for calling us. John in Ikeja, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is John.
John, I know. Go ahead.
Yeah, we all know that the governor does not have power to invite army, the president too. So the reason that I just tried to rob that it was Shaulu that invited God solely said the truth. Because he said that they were killing in that Lekki. And the army was there. That is the reason why they have tried to put the Shaulu inside. That the one that invited them.
No, so well, they said the army invited them, but they said Sanwo-Olu invited them, but of course Sanwo-Olu cannot order the army to shoot anyone.
We all know now. Can the government have that power to invite army? No, it's not dumb now. The only person that can invite army is president. So we know, but they are just trying because Sanwo-Olu agreed that army was there. They were killing in that Lekki. And the reason the army has tried to put Sanwo-Olu inside the case that it's Sanwo-Olu that invited so that everything can be on Sanwo-Olu's head. So that is just the fact. So if it's a good country, that army is supposed to be in jail, and the president is supposed to resign. But nothing here, you can't talk. When you talk, military come arrest you. That is just it.
All right. Thanks for calling me. Let me talk to Ebuka in Mushing now. Ebuka, how are you?
I'm very fine. Are you? Happy New Week.
Happy New Week.
Oh, yes. So, Auntie Sandra, just like us, maybe say 25, 27, 30. You know, this agricultural thing they talk about, another thing we produce here in Nigeria. Let's say I was 5 years then when they were exporting cocoa and so many other things outside Nigeria. But now I don't turn to 30, 27. They don't teach us, even glass, I did much like this. I did farmer very precisely. So, what they say, they say for here, they import them from China. Paint, what would they use for here? So many things, mention them. I did Ikeja before, like 2011, 2016. Phones, Kenya, phones, and our phone in Nigeria. So many laptops and other things we are not producing it here. They talk of factories can produce ships, phones, you have it in Nigeria. Now, coming to, because the prices of things is just giving person headache. Container, Papa is another thing on its own. This government, they know that this thing has fallen away like that 20 or 30 years ago. Because if they told me that they know all these things, they should have set policies, set industries, factories that would produce all these things. By now, we could enjoy them. Now, how would they tackle these people where they do this policy for future generation? Then they never go to police, they say, when these children go they cry like, we don't they cry. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what
because
you're saying.
It's not making sense. Dollar is 475 naira now. Material we are selling, I'm also into printing material. I just say it. We import this thing from China. We don't have factories that can produce, even if we're importing raw material, for God's sake. I went to, what's it called again? A stationery, so to say. All those things are being imported from China. Sellotape, paper, mention it. Let's say almost every sector, even you are in the media, all your microphone you are using, the desk for the furniture, like I said in Palm Avenue Mushia, is imported. So if you look down to the little deeper details of things we use here, it's been imported. So if they are setting policy, they should consider this thing. I don't even know what thing concern. I made they come block their own body again. Because made a reason us, honestly, because we are December, we enter like this, and we got also for season. If price go up, who go suffer? Now we. Thank you, Abeg.
Thank you, Ebuka, for calling me. Quite the passionate submission there. On Facebook, George Benjamin says, Sandra, please go through today's Punch newspaper, providing a witness at the panel, bringing out facts. I'm just disappointed with the whole system. Julie Joe says, please let them open border before hunger will finish us. Sachet tomato was 30 naira when Buhari entered. Now it's 150 naira. Moses Sean says, Sandra, the problem of some Nigerians is that they defend a system they believe in, even if it is failing them. The government is always quick to use China as an example when the citizens react, but they will tell us that our democracy is still in its juvenile state when we tell them the other side of China that they do not practice. Ipaga Ebi on Facebook says, I think the army shooting on peaceful protesters at the Lekki toll gate is uncalled for. He also says that the army is unhappy with the Lagos state governor. I wonder why you think so, but okay. We'll take more thoughts on the phone lines. Uche in Ojo, how are you?
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Nice work.
Well, we're working. How's it going?
Sandra, this country has spoiled. Yes. There's nothing good about this country, honestly.
Are you not a Nigerian? Are you not good? Are you not something of this country?
I'm a Nigerian anyway.
But you're good now. So
when you are seeing what you don't like. Hello.
Uche, call me when you're ready to call me, and don't cheat on me while you're on the phone with me. How can you be on the phone with me and you're talking to somebody else? No. Focus on me. Give me all your attention, Uche. If you just joined the show, you're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I've told you about food inflation going up yet again. And now we're talking about the Army's testimony at the Lagos Judicial Panel of Inquiry about the Lekki shooting. It happened on Saturday. It was quite explosive. We're going to go into detail about that story tomorrow at 5 p.m. So make sure you're here when that conversation comes your way. We've got Abdul Mudalab Idris, who says, I wonder why some people are usually trying to bring and spread unsubstantiated stories on the radio. We need anybody that brings such news to prove their claim that which border is open in the north. Right from Borno State down to Kebbi State, we're living in the north, and we've never seen or witnessed any border opened at all. Thank you for sending your message, Abdul Mudalab Idris. All right, we've got Bright Aigbekang, who says, our governor in Lagos State has failed us. Why did he lie initially? Uzo Chukwu Mube says, I saw guys offloading Caprice gold today in Benin. The northern border is actually open. There are videos of the guys using motorbikes to smuggle it in their hundreds. Now, you have to send that video to me, of course, and we have to, of course, determine that video was taken very recently. And we have to also find a way to determine that they were going through the northern border. Black, is on the line. Hello, Black. Are you there, Black? Black isn't there anymore. Sorry about that. Robert Patrick says, Sandra, please tell the federal government to open our borders before we die of hunger. No nation is an island. We've got Mr. Femzi, who says, rice is cheap in the north. Please verify. Well, it's cheap in the north because that's where it's made. If you make rice if rice is produced in the north, that means that it's cheaper there. Now, by the time you produce it in one location and you want to transport it to other locations, then you begin to add, your profits, etc., etc. Rotimini Dimu is on the line. Rotimi, how are you?
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Regarding the testimony by General Taiwo at Lekki panel, it has shown clearly, Sandra, that Lagos State will have been set ablaze and raised to the ground completely before the coming of the military. If you watch that testimony all through, you will find out that there were already lootings and even killing of policemen along Orile and all those police stations at Omuwo, Dofi, and all those areas.
Right.
And according to General Taiwo, he said that the hotel close to the toll gate was already almost been attacked when his men arrived.
Right.
And his testimony is also clearly affirmed, Sandra, that there was no massacre, there was no military massacre at Lekki.
Right.
Up till now, no single family has come out openly to mourn their death. And a lot of people who are posted on the social media as having been killed at Lekki have been coming out one after the other to disclaim such. In conclusion, what it shows us is that we must be very, very careful about the impact, the negative impact that fake news can cause to our nation. And while the radio and the traditional media houses, which you belong to, the radio, television, and newspapers, while they are regulated by code of ethics, I think there will be nothing wrong to stop people who go on the social media to malign, to destroy people's lives, and to even set a nation ablaze. For instance, Sandra, can you see that more than almost 24 policemen were killed? It's in the news today that a lot of policemen are resigning in their hundreds, and there have been chaos on the streets, no policemen to direct traffic, even traffic men. So we really have to be careful about what news we consume on the social media. Good afternoon.
Thank you for calling Rotimini Dumu. I also have to say, of course, that families have come out openly, but I'm guessing Rotimi isn't paying attention to the news. We also have conflicting reports about the number of deaths, and these are all the issues that the panel and other authorities are meant to sort out. Let's talk to Michael now. Michael is on the line. Hello, Michael. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon.
In respect of food that's all over now in Nigeria, we don't have president that will address all these things. They call politicians, give them money because they belong to their party, that they are sharing money for farmers. Where are the farmers today? They are all lying. Thank you.
Okay. All right. We have a message here on WhatsApp from Priya again in Lekki. Priya says, Rotimi isn't taking into account that we also have to be careful about saying that there was no massacre, in the same way that those who are saying there was a mass murder also have to be careful. Care should be taken on all sides because conflicting reports have not been cleared up just yet. But I understand that government stooges have to be government stooges. No, let's be nice. Bola in Ikotun is on the line. Bola, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Bola is called from Ikotun.
Welcome, Bola. Go ahead.
Thank you for a good job you have been doing.
You're welcome.
See, there's something I understand. If this country is good, it's good for everybody. And any country that allowed its security architecture to be dismantled, that country is heading to something else. You see, I've been seeing many things. I've been hearing many things concerning the security. Now, madam, if you go out of Lagos now, the law and order have already broken. The Okadas, the motor, the commercial vehicles, the India smoke, everybody. If you come to, there's a place in my area in the country, you cannot even pass that place around 7 o'clock, as I'm telling you now.
Right.
When you see the group of people that are there smoking, you cannot even look their face. I don't know when this thing will get to, by the time we will get to December or January, if this thing continues to go this way. The issue of Lekki shooting, I'm not against protest. There's a man very close to me here. He has a shop at the cotton. The shop with a plasma, all were looted. The man died about 2 weeks ago here.
Okay.
And I want to tell you, this man have loot on his house, so his children is loot. When you are doing something, you should do with sense. Now, what I'm trying to tell us is that if the thing is going the way it was going now, I'm afraid, we should know that security Now, I learned that most of them they are trying to resign whatsoever. Well, I don't. To me, they are all Nigerians, and they are brothers, they are our sisters. If we begin to treat them the way we are treating them now, well, now if there's problem now, who are we going to call? Who are we going to assist us? Even in the land of sleep, they are there before. Now, some area cannot even sleep and close their eyes. Now things are good like this. What some people will cross it, let them go, let them see. If you have a vehicle like 3 million, you park along the side, but somebody has to move, don't know where to go and report it. You will know what we are talking about. Please, I will beg the media. You should please, this issue of Lekki of 18, I've never seen somebody come out, oh, somebody was killed at so place. Oh, somebody was killed. I've never seen. People are just there shooting. But I mean, to me, I've never seen somebody come out that if somebody was killed at so place, let us know. They come and say they give 1 million. Nobody come out. Media should please.
But Bola, we have let you know that people were killed. The governor himself said 2 people were killed.
Yes, if he said the 2 people killed, that's what we are hearing.
But you just said nobody was killed.
The report is that some people were killed.
Nobody has given that report. The official number from Amnesty International was 12. The official number we've gotten from eyewitnesses who were interviewed by several media organizations have been between 7 and 15. Nobody has ever said 81.
Do you know why I'm saying this?
Why are you saying
I listened to the general of NBC, Nigeria Broadcasting Corporation, when he was interviewing Dr. Ruben Abada and 3 others, when they are interviewing him. The man now said, look, they have told the media that at this time, they should know what to say and what to push out, because people are listening and they don't want to say that this country will go on fire. And the man said, if you Dr. Ruben Abadi, if you have some footage of somebody was killed, bring it out, let us see. Somebody today,
Jude, you're still saying that nobody was killed. The governor. Sorry, Bola.
I believe that nobody was killed.
You don't believe that nobody was. So the governor is lying? Are you saying the governor is lying?
Well, I don't know. You said the governor said 2 people were killed.
Yes, is the governor lying? The governor said 2 people died.
Well, I'm not aware of that, but I learned that some people are injured.
Do a Google search and find out if Governor Sanwo-Olu said that 2 people died. Bola, thank you for calling me. Because you can't call me and tell me, oh, someone said 81 people died, but you can't tell me who it was that said that 81 people died. Are you not spreading fake news if you said 81? So you can't even make up your mind. Some of you will say, oh, it's 71. Some say 78. Some say 81. Okay. Jude from Fast Access, police complained government was not paying them well, but they did not abandon their post. It is only when civilians begged them not to kill us anymore that they decided to abandon their post. Should we just agree that police has the right to kill us? Jude, thanks for sending us that message. Alex in VI says, I disagree with the aspect of the army saying they completely went with rubber bullets. If they say perhaps stray bullets could be responsible in as much as they shot in the air, because there was really no fracas between the army and anybody. The governor was simply confused, for this is the very first major he has witnessed since he assumed office. Alex, thanks for sending your message in. Sandra, nobody seems to be addressing the fact that if truly there was a killing, where are the bodies? Well, who told you that there were 83 bodies? You said 83. Who told you there were 83? Because I haven't seen that. Amnesty International didn't say 83. No media organization that has reported has counted 83, but all of you are throwing that number around. I wonder where you're getting that number from. So this person is also saying, Lance from Ajute says, we need to see the bodies so that we can carry autopsy on the bodies to ascertain the cause of death. You media are running away from the truth just to identify with the majority fallacy due to, okay, I'm trying to understand what you're writing there, but thanks for sending your message in. We've got Friday from Oniru who says Rotimi is suffering from Stockholm Syndrome and he's talking in the nonsense. And to those people that are blaming the looting on the NSAS protests, they should blame the security agent for not doing their job. The police was supposed to protect everyone, including the protesters and the shops that were looted. The protest was also for the good of the security agents. We've got more comments here. Olayinka from Aja says, Life is becoming difficult by the day in this country. Sandra, please beg the government to come to our aid. Olainka Inaja, thanks for sending your message in. Sandra, the army's testimony, it is hard to believe because they initially told us it was fake news and there were no soldiers at the scene. Policies thrive on implementation strategies to be effective. We do not have the capacity to supply food around the country at a cheap rate due to lack of efficient transportation network and poor supervision. This is a message from Chinedu Nikeja. Chinedu, thank you for sending your message in. Someone says, Sandra, there's a difference between killed and died. Most people died by killing. Wow. Man, I blame Nigeria's education, Sean. We've got some messages here. Good afternoon, Sandra. I don't believe the army commander at all. I believe he's speaking at the favor of his fellow army that was present at the protest ground. Believe you me, Sandra, it was what his fellow army told him he's narrating at the panel. More truth will come out. If the army didn't shoot at the peaceful protesters, then who did? And if someone else actually impersonated the Nigerian army to shoot at the peaceful protesters, why can't the army save their head by bringing them to book? We've got more. Ezekiel from Apapa says that. Ezekiel, thank you for sending your message in. Let's take more comments. Aking from Ikorodu says, well, I'm not talking about pensions. I don't know where you're getting that from, but thanks for calling. Thanks for sending your message in. Good afternoon, Sandra. The governor of Lagos, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, needs to defend himself because he claimed he did not give the order on the 21st of October on Arise TV's morning show. Now, Army says he invited them. The Lagos State government has really misled we, the Lagosians, on this matter. We need the truth. Also, Army claimed the gun that they used in Lekki had blank bullets. God will save us. I appeal to Sanwo-Olu to just show he has some conscience. That's a message from Olaiton in AJ City. Olaiton, thanks for sending your message in. We've got the policy measure the government needs to put in place are let the local refineries work, let there be regular power supply, put the bad road leading to farm locations in a motorable state, let there be security for farmers, but for all of this to work, it falls on sincerity of the government. Bosun Adeyoju says. Bosun, thanks for sending your message in. The army, the Lagos state government, the federal government, all play Maradona style with the Lekki tollgate shooting saga. This is the same way that they lie about everything in this country. They lie about subsidy removal, lie about electricity, lie about election results, lie about education, lie about importation and exports, lie about the budgets, lie about contract figures, spending and execution, lie about what they, public servants, earn as salaries. Isaac from Lagos Island shared that message on WhatsApp. Sandra, good afternoon. I am Olajide on the road. When will Nigeria Info take a day to just come to Highland, Idumota Market, Idumota Bridge, Oyingbo Market, and other parts of Lagos to see and witness how these unknown soldiers called Agbero have been terrorizing innocent citizens trying to survive? Imagine people carrying load to survive have to pay Agbero before they move. Sandra, talk about Agbero one day. Well, we've talked about Agbero a lot on Hard Facts, actually. Like a lot. Someone sent me video saying that that's the evidence I need to substantiate that caller that said that northern borders were never in any time closed. Okay, I'm going to take a look at that video after the show. Let's see. Pato in Ota says, Sandra, you're defending Amnesty International that claimed 70 died at Lekki. Well, they didn't claim 70 died at Lekki. The same Amnesty International. You wanna do a quick Google search to see that for yourself? Because what you're doing right now is spreading fake news. You know that, right, Pato? We've got more messages on WhatsApp. Let's take a look at them. Budget on Twitter. Sorry, we're going to Twitter now. Budget on Twitter says, who are these men making the case for the government? They could have at least prepared well with a nice script. They just come to our lovely program on radio to hijack it with lies. It's annoying. Budget. I'm sorry you're annoyed, but everybody has a right to share their opinion. Vincent Okbara says, what do you expect them to say? This is a government that lies. We've got... okay, hold on. Sandra, please don't allow these government officials come here and hijack our program. They're everywhere to attack us. Okay, I'm trying to see messages that... Adeshino, your twin boss says, it's highly insane to close the borders in a country where nothing... to boast of in production, not even a single ongoing development in producing anything. It's not the job of the masses to go into farming for the nation to eat. It's the government that should create agricultural jobs. Actually, it's the job of the citizens to go into farming for the nation to eat. You have to be able to, do private business. Now, the role of government is to provide an enabling environment for that business to thrive. That's it. Government's role is to ensure that, there are good roads, there's light for storing the agricultural produce, things like that. That's what the government should do. But as a citizen, you're the one actually who should be farming. Now, of course, the government should allow policies that help that, be easy. So, for instance, you can get things like fertilizer for cheap. You can get things like your seedlings for cheap. And some of those things you have to get across the border. And the border is closed. Now, let's switch gears. I'll bring you the business news. And after the business news, we will... move on to Madam Landlord. On Madam Landlord, let's talk about quit notices. Do you have questions about quit notices and how they work? That conversation is going to happen in a few seconds right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Don't go away.
It's okay. That is okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. Let me explain. It's okay. She off your mic.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info, your mic is always on. Let's talk.